2 and hello everybody, welcome to the third day of the Tav is Mad at Disney RPG-a-thon. That's pretty much what this is, isn't it? I'll give me a second to quickly refresh those dice so that there are not dice on stream. Hello everyone, how are we all doing today? We are going to be playing some Fiasco and we are going to be raising some money for the Entertainment Community Fund. I'll start off with a quick spiel on the Entertainment Community Fund before allowing these fine folks to introduce themselves. The Entertainment Community Fund is a very important, is doing very important work right now. They used to be the Actors Fund, but they've broadened their scope to the entire entertainment community. And right now, a lot of the work that they're doing, very important work, is they are focusing on making sure that folks who are affected by these strikes have access to emergency funds to survive. Which, given the fact that the current strategy of the AMPTP, I don't know if I've said that correctly, and I don't fucking care, they don't deserve it. Because the assholes of the AMPTP decided that their negotiating tactic is going to be, we don't negotiate until you don't have a house anymore, and then you'll be very willing to take whatever deal we offer. And we don't jive with that.
What a fiasco.
Exactly. So if you would like to donate, you can do so through the Tiltify page. A link to that will be spammed to the stream occasionally. It should currently be the top message in chat, but it will be made available throughout the entire thing. Double checking some things. Yes, those are all good. If you go there, you'll find that there's a couple of options for you to get rewards. If you want to donate even a buck, just even the smallest amount, you will get access to these wonderful dice that were made specially for this event. I'll throw some on the screen right now so you can see them. Look at them. They're very pretty and very clacky. You'll get access to those in 3D dice. Beyond that, there is the $20 donation for treats for the cats, and I just got some new treats because we ran out. So we'll have a whole bunch of new treats to give to them, which is always very exciting for them. So that's gonna happen, and I think those are all the administrative announcements done. So next up, without further ado, allow me to introduce Anne. Who are, what do, wherefore, why, when?
Hi, my name is Anne. My pronouns are she, her. Let me see. I am a TTRPG performer. That is the what. The why is have asked me. The when is the right now because we're doing this live. I don't know. I forget what the other questions are.
Where can people find you?
Oh, where can people find me? On my Beacons page, beacons.ai/Girl Wonder. That's where my Steam links. Yeah. All of my Steam links and things, and my social medias, all of the things are there. One stop.
Amazing. By the way, the three of you can post links in YouTube chat. I've whitelisted you for that, so if you want to do that, feel free. Then next up, there's RahRah. Who are, what do, wherefore, why?
Good morning. He, them. I play a lot of D&D in person. First time playing something online with these fine folk. My wife and I run a little group meetup for queer game players because we live in a scary red state of America. But yeah, so we do a lot of in-person play, but this is new and I'm pretty excited.
So am I. Then, last but not least, Jacob. Who are, what do, where can people find you? How, why, when? Whom?
Right. Many things. Hi, my name is Jacob. I am an actor and an improviser, and I run a stream as well. You can find me at Water Mosaic on most of my socials. That's all the standard ones, I guess. Is it explanatory, like self-explanatory what they are anymore? I have Blue Sky and Instagram and Twitter. And I also run a stream. It's new. We're coming up on our 4th episode soon. It's called Tales Held Dear. And it's a group of some of the friendliest improvisers from Berlin, Germany, where I live.
Amazing. Then, next up, there's one person who hasn't introduced himself because it's his show. Hi, I am Tav. You can find me wherever you can find Tavernauts, which is right now, as of current, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, although I don't stream there anymore, but you can still find me there. Follow me, I guess. Blue Sky. Although I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on, how much longer Twitter is going to be around at this rate. So find me on tavernaut.tv, where you will find all of my current stuff.
Pastor Voice, there's still one player that hasn't introduced themselves.
Who?
Sorry, Tab. Bad joke.
I didn't miss anyone, did I?
No.
No.
Good. I now had a flashback to all of those daily stand-ups where I was only partially paying attention to the 30 other people in the team who are in a stand-up for some reason, and I didn't know which of the people I could throw it to. So, thank you.
That sounds like a reoccurring dream.
Thank you for reawakening that memory.
What I missed was the joke. I wasn't sure what the joke was, so I'm just laughing because it felt like the right thing to do.
That's one of my reoccurring dreams. Yeah.
Anyway, we are starting late, so I'm going to get us started with the action right away. As I would like all of you to take your spot around the table, which is shown off by a bunch of white squares. Just grab one of them, give it a color that you like, and put your name on it.
Dibs. Hold on. Wait, how do I change the color? Hold on. How do...
What color are
What?
you going for?
Oh, wait, I found it. Here. My color now, I think. Wait.
That took purple. Okay, good.
And that's my blue.
No. Oh, wait, I didn't see you'd already picked it. Never mind, I will pick... Oh, you know what? I will be gray. There is no silver, so I'll take gray.
Yeah, the only shiny color is black, actually, which has like this white sheen across it.
Okay.
Now that we've all took our spaces, I'm going to go around the table and ask everyone, what size was the town that you grew up in? Mine definitely won't win because its smallest counts, and mine was about 1 million people. So moving around the table, Anne. If you grow up in a small town.
27,000 people, a small town?
Smaller than mine. Jacob, did you grow up in a small town?
It was not really. It's the same size as Anne is, suburb of a city, and so it was not so small. Also, 27 to 30 some thousand.
And RahRah, did you grow up in a small town?
Oh yeah, like 7,000 people, little coastal sand dune, hidden place. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that means that RahRah is actually the person who will begin. And for some reason, I don't know how I'm doing this, but I think in every stream, people can go back and check. I think in every stream, I've placed myself right after the first person to go, without even knowing what town they grew up in. Or do I?
Dark.
I did 2 background checks.
Very thorough.
Don't make it weird, man.
It's like, are you a chud? No? Okay, you're in.
Yeah, that was pretty much, to be honest, that was pretty much how my background check went. Is there an hashtag OSR in their bio? No? Okay. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is rolling a whole bunch of dice, which I'm going to be setting up right now. Y'all may want to quickly refresh 3D dice if you still have dice on there.
Please hold. Yeah,
That's the easiest way to quickly clear them all off. And now I'm going to roll dice.
Can I roll dice?
No, I've already rolled them.
Can I give you
Okay.
advantage?
This game doesn't have advantage, soundly enough, otherwise there would be a donation board. I'm just going to quickly organize them.
Can I give you advantage for flair?
Always.
Do you want
Okay.
help organizing?
Yeah, you can just drag and drop dice around.
Whoops. There are the 3s. I know numbers. Wait, why is that not dropping where I want it to? God.
You have a lot of 3s and 1 4. One lonely 4.
And one lonely 2.
Oh, 2's the loneliest number.
Why?
Why does it keep moving?
Because
I'm trying to move-
I keep trying to move them that way, and you keep trying to move them the other way.
Oh, it's like struggle.
We are definite. Let's go. we are definitely starting.
Don't let go
we
in.
are definitely starting with the Daffy Ducks, Bugs Bunny hijinks. Rabbit season.
Don't let go, and then let go, and he'll fall backwards.
Okay, so you're all probably wondering what the heck do these dice mean? So do I.
What the heck do these dice mean?
These dice will be used to set up the rest of the Fiasco. And the way we're going to be doing that is we're going to go around the table, clockwise, starting with RahRah.
Okay.
And every time someone goes, they pick up one of the dice, so that die doesn't get to be used anymore. And then they select either to define something new or to add a detail to something that has already been defined. So right now, RahRah doesn't have the option to add a detail. Instead, he's got a choice of, for instance, defining a relationship. Say he picks up a 5, then he defines in Toontown as the relationship. If someone else would be able to define that relationship as, for instance, hero and serial villain.
Understood.
Makes sense?
And
Okay.
convenient enough, I think I was going to go with 5, but I was going to go with Toon and Human out of their element.
Well, you can't choose that right yet,
I wasn't going to do that.
but you can definitely choose 5 with someone. The only other real rules that there are for this is 1. At the end, every person must have a relationship with the 2 people bordering them. So that's for RahRah, that would be Jacob and me. For Anne, that would be me and Jacob. For me, that would be Anne and RahRah. And for Jacob, Anne and RahRah. This relationship needs to have a detail attached to it. And we need to end with at least one need, one object, and one location that also has a detail attached to it. And the final die is wild. So the final die, the one that Jacob will use, it can be any number. I think that would be it. So let's start. RahRah.
Dun, 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 dun. So what I had said a moment ago, am I able to choose a 5 to pick the in Toontown?
Absolutely.
Or is deal? I would love to do that.
So with whom are you making that relationship?
I think I'm gonna do that one with Jacob.
Amazing. So in Toontown, and then we remove one of the 5s. Have you done that already?
No, but I can.
Yeah, just right click it and
There's only
click
one
drop.
5.
No, there's 4 5s.
Oh,
There's only
Oh.
1 2.
1, 2.
And then
Sorry.
there were only 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I am going to start a shady relationship, and I think I'm going to start a shady relationship with Anne.
But
We're
what
gonna be
about in the
real shady
game?
characters. I say nothing. I plead the fifth. And Anne, it's your turn. So right now, Anne, your options are essentially to either establish something new or to define the relationship that we have just created in the shady relationship. I mean,
Okay.
I was sort of looking at kind of good cop, very bad cop, but I'm pretty much go with all of them.
Okay, I'm gonna set something up. I will take, hold on. No,
Also, we all agree that the big villain here, the big cheese, is definitely a mouse, right?
I'm going to pick, oh, there's only,
Not just a mouse, it's the mouse.
It's a mouse in a charcoal striped suit with an Italian accent.
Will barely squeak by.
I'm gonna take one of the three.
You're taking one of the threes to form a family and friends relationship?
Yes. And I will form that one between myself and Jacob. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Let me just. Yeah.
You, by the way, have only one option to form it with because you don't form relationships across.
Yeah, I know.
Jacob,
I'm aware.
you now have the options of either defining like a need, an object, or location, or a detail for in Toontown, or a detail for family and friends.
Yeah. I'm going to I'm gonna grab one of the ones, and I'm gonna say that between me and Anne, the detail, or no, we have a need, which is to get rich.
Amazing. Okay. So that was not what I wanted to do. Needs.
It's between us, right? Yeah.
Yes. Technically, I think you can establish needs for yourself or that kind of stuff as well, but that is definitely an option. Then, RahRah, it's your turn again.
Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to take one of the ones to pick with you, Tav.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go with grew up in a rough neighborhood together. Or do I just pick around town?
Yeah, you'll have to pick around town for now.
I will do that then. And I will remove that one.
Amazing. I was like, you're establishing a detail, but there's nothing between us yet.
Yeah, I'm a little ahead of myself.
Let's see.
I just see a future there.
So I'm thinking I want to establish. You know what? I'll actually leave these things open for now, and instead I'm going to establish a. I'm going to take the last two.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only two.
Oh yes, that too. I am establishing an object from the Acme catalog. Yes. Yes.
What's it gonna be?
I did say something in our session 0 about wanting a Wile E. Coyote moment. Anne, it's your turn.
Okay. Have thoughts. Okay. Let's see. You have a need. Okay, I think I'm gonna. There's so many good options. Why?
There are, right?
Okay, Cav.
Yes.
I'm gonna take one. Do we have any 4s left? I'm gonna take the 1-4.
The big
I'm
she's
gonna-
minion and local hero.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I'm gonna get a 5. I'm gonna grab a 5. And then I am going to establish the need to get revenge.
Oh. Needs to get revenge. The plot thickens. And Jacob.
Yeah. I'm gonna establish a location for me and RahRah, which is going to be. Oh my goodness, which one do I want to take? I know it's got to be a location. We have a lot of 3s, so it is going to be the wrong side of the tracks.
Amazing.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute my.
No, you are allowed to laugh on stream, right?
I just
The
don't
wrong
wanna
side of the
interrupt people.
racks. I think that might be something different. Next up, RahRah.
If I understand correctly, could I use another 3 to lock in a more specific part of the wrong side of the tracks?
Correct.
I would like to do that and go with a seedy hole in the wall called Jim's Place.
That'd be a 5.
Okay,
But
now I
people will do
understand how that works. Let's do the Underground Toon Fight Club then.
Amazing.
Yes.
Rule 1 of Underground Toon Fight Club.
Come on.
You don't talk about Underground Toon Fight Club.
I don't even know what you're saying, Tap. But I'll remember.
Easy there, Tyler. Okay, now for me, I think it is time to start defining some stuff. I kind of want to leave the Acme catalog open for someone else to define. I do kind of like the idea for getting revenge, and I'm sort of. I kind of want to go after those bastards at the studio. What do you think, Gab?
Yeah. I left.
Okay, so- Yeah, so we
I
need
was
to
gonna
get
do it.
revenge on those bastards at the studio.
Wow, look at that! How extremely
How
appropriate for this.
how appropriate. This was certainly not planned. It wasn't, but still. Anne.
I mean, if you weren't gonna do it, I was, but you did it, so we're moving on. Let's see. No. Let's see. Okay. Both of my relationships are in process. Location objects.
I love the needs to get rich in friends. Well, allies. You'd settle for not enemies.
Hold on. I'm sorry, my brain is not.
No worries.
Okay. Do we have any 3s left? I'm gonna take a 3 and
We have 4 3s left.
establish rocket shoes for your Acme catalog.
Amazing.
Yes. Yes.
From the Acme catalog, rocket shoes. which I believe because they're from the Acme catalog, need to have a fuel tank that runs out at exactly the wrong time.
Question: are they like shoes where the rocket points down, or do they have rockets on them and like wheels? Like are they roller skates with rockets on them?
Do
Yes.
they shoot rockets?
Yes, yes, and yes.
That'll add some soul to the game.
Cartoon rules. The cartoon rules. They do whatever they need to do.
Mhm.
So next up, we have Jacob.
Oh, golly gosh. Right. So I would like to take the in Toontown between me and RahRah and throw a detail on it. We're gonna grab one of the 6s. That's one with the logo on it, right?
Yes.
And we're gonna be the overworked animator and their big mistake.
Nice.
One of us gets to be the overworked animator, and the other one of us is the big mistake. So start thinking about it.
Amazing.
Definitely.
RahRah, that actually does make it your turn.
I was actually going to take one of the 3s for the around town to solidify the relationship with UTAV.
That
And do
fateful night in Hollywoodland.
that fateful night in Hollywoodland. Adding the Toon and the Noir back and forth, it seems.
Excellent.
A deep romance and a wacky mermaid.
Next up is my turn. I think I'm going to define the shadiness between Anne and me. I honestly kind of want to grab the other 6 for you and me versus the world.
Yes. Love those vibes.
Which fits really well with the revenge plot.
They're gonna learn so much about our friendship today.
Hey, if anyone messes with the other, the first will just burn the world down. Anne,
With our
You
rocket
have-
shoes.
you you still have family and friends to define and needs to get rich to define.
Okay. Okay. That left. Stepchild and step-parent that are too close in age. Oh my god. No. Oh,
We only have
we don't
1s,
have any
3s, and
6s.
and 5s.
Okay, we don't have any 6s left. Okay, because that was.
You have quarreling
Okay.
family. She's like family, or he's like family, and the only family you have left.
The only family you have left.
To be fair,
Yeah,
would be very
the
fitting
only-
with the need to get revenge on those bastards at the studio.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that 5 and define that.
Awesome.
Oh, there you go. Delayed disappearing
Yeah,
die.
it disappears a little bit slowly sometimes. Jacob,
Yeah, I'm thinking about. Should I finish the detail or should I establish one more new thing?
I just realized we rolled 2 dice too many because I rolled 10 dice, didn't I?
Yeah, you
I
did.
said I gave you advantage.
I rolled 4 dice too many because I rolled as if we had 5 players. So we are currently in 1, 2. I think we're currently in our last cycle. Like when RahRah goes, that we're doing one more until we hit Jacob.
Okay.
So
Got it.
at this point, we do need to start focusing on defining relationships, but defining stuff. But I think the only thing that's undefined right now is needs to get rich.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna look at this.
Oh god.
It's we need to get rich and or rule the world, and
Obviously. That's great.
And or rule the world.
It's good to
I
have
love
options.
that 6 is just one of the 6 options is just 2. Catch that wascally whatever. RahRah, your turn.
All right. So, as a first-time player, what would you recommend needs to be done with the few dice we have left?
Honestly, we've got 2 needs. I would go either with an object or a location.
Deal.
Because if we've got essentially 4 actions left, so we could define 1 object and 1 location fully.
Then I think I'm going to. We have ridiculous options, but like in a good way. So we've got 1s, 3s, and 5s, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind that the last die is wild, so if we have like one that we really want, we can play it so that Jacob has a chance to pick that one.
Deal. So I think I'm going to go with the number 5 for coveted as a object.
Amazing. Confidence. And let me just check what the confident options are. A strange green mask. The location of Taylor Pendleton, or a lost will and testament. I'm actually going to need to define this one because I really like the idea of a lost will and testament.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I was kind of hoping.
Okay. I want to leave this to Jacob, but I really want anything from the dangerous category. So I'm gonna take a 3.
I do
It's a
love
danger-
that.
Okay. Shit.
Oh
no.
So
Oh,
for the
no.
audience, the options are a well-maintained Colt 45, a barrel of dip, a tunifier, a sledgehammer Sam's phone number, an anvil, and the big cheese's girlfriend.
I think
That
it
is
has to be-
objectifying women.
It has to be. Can we alter it and have it be the Big Cheese's significant other?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Or I'm between Sledgehammer Sam's phone number and the Big Cheese's love interest.
I mean,
That's like
I
the
am
Toontown
always-
version of A Rock and a Hard Place.
I'm always a fan. I'm always a fan of the Chekhov's gun. So I'm very much on the. I'm more on the well-maintained Colt 45 or the tunifier kind of thing. Although I love the idea of an anvil.
I love the rip.
Oh my
Dip.
god.
But Sledgehammer Sam. Hammer
we
Sam,
got-
though.
We gotta see Pajama Sam. Is that Pajama Sam all grown up? Did anyone ever play the Pajama Sam games like this? There's like a point and click adventure, and this little kid had to find all his socks in this like dreamland where darkness.
I remember that, but I don't think I ever played it.
We have to see Sledgehammer Sam.
Okay.
That's the one. Someone
I've only
has
heard of them.
Sledgehammer Sam's phone number.
Important to our revenge plot.
With an important note that Sam can also be short for Samantha.
It's gender neutral. Sam
Exactly.
is gender neutral. We don't know anything except this phone number is important, apparently. Eh?
It's on like a worn piece of paper folded a lot, and it has a strange stain, like red-brown stain on it.
And
Sounds
it has
haunted.
it has a bit of writing on it that goes, "Want something sledged? Call Sam."
Is it a business
One
card
eight-
or like torn off from one of those like pages with all the cuts on it, and you just were like, okay.
1-800/sledgehammer.
And if you read it out loud, you just slowly start noticing you start tripping a lot more often and almost getting hit by cars and just a bad beginning.
So
Yeah, I just made
we
it
have
first.
now we have now set up our fiasco. We have relationships, items ready to blow up in our face, and a bunch of needs and places. And now we're going to begin our fiasco. But before we do that, we are going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back after these messages, which are no messages. It'll just be a boring break screen because this ain't Twitch. Ha. I do want to leave all of you with the reminder that we are still raising funds for the Entertainment Community Fund. If you want to partake in that, you can do so by going to the link in the chat. Any donations that you can make are incredibly appreciated. However, they are absolutely not necessary if you aren't able to do so. Please think of yourself first before thinking of doing charity. We'll be right back after this.
Oh no! They
Welcome
didn't have
back,
to- that's
everyone.
terrible.
We are heading back into this madness of a stream. How are we feeling right now, folks? Here, queer, full of fear.
Bright and bushy.
Yeah. Let's go.
Nice.
So, we'll get started right now with a quick introduction of all of our characters. And I'll say we'll start with RahRah again. So, RahRah.
All right. Well, I'm Jonathan Needle. I'm a very sloppily drawn cartoon cactus. Wearing a light tan trench coat and a black suit that are made out of like human materials. Did you want me to introduce my character, not the player?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, sorry. And I'm broody, and I'm thoughtful, and I wish I could have been born a different way.
Okay. And
What was the name again? Sorry.
Jonathan Needle of Needle Investigations. I'm a private eye.
And then I'll give it to Jacob.
I am Mikey Halftone Jones. The halftone is just a name that people call me. And I'm trying to get away from that style. And I'm an animator.
And Anne.
My character's name is Holly Day, and she is she's one of those like kind of chibi anime style drawn cartoon characters that maybe someone in their teens started drawing as their thing. She thinks that she's kind of like a femme fatale, but most of the time she's just like super casual and like jeans and a t-shirt and a hoodie. But she has the femme fatale mentality.
So she's a cozy fatale.
I mean, during the day, at night, she goes all out.
Or secret third thing.
Secret third thing. We don't talk about the secret third thing.
Also, hi, Cat.
I guess.
And finally, I'll be playing Manny Kinn. Not his real name. His real name has disappeared from the. It has essentially disappeared from memory. Manny Kinn is a tough bruiser who has worked for the studios for the last 20 years. And well, he didn't ask for this, but he's gotten all sorts of improvements. He used to be human, but now he's more tuned than mad. And he's out for revenge. RahRah, would you like to start us off? The way this is going to work is you can either choose to establish a scene, in which case you have control over how the scene is set and the beginning of it, but we have control over if the scene goes well or poorly for you. Or you have a choice to choice to let us establish the scene for you, in which case you get control over how the scene goes, but you don't get control over how it starts. During this first act, you are going to get dice that you give away, and during the second act, you are going to keep the dice that you get.
Deal. I think I'm going to go with the second option of letting you guys pick the scene because that's more fun.
Okay. Does anyone have an idea?
I have an idea about it's gonna be the in the underground Toon Fight Club between Jonathan Needle and Mikey Jones.
we could have this be earlier in the day where you're like telling me I need to do the fight
Yeah.
to get to know what I want.
Need to do the fight or need to throw the fight.
Oh!
Because I'm trying to get some information. And you want money, maybe, to save some sort of family business or studio.
Well, they took
Okay,
everything from me, so.
Those bastards always do.
So what is the rules of this particular scene? Because we're giving it to because we're giving the scene, we're establishing the scene.
We've established the scene, so
Yeah.
the scene is going to play out now as it is set. At any time, RahRah can say, I want the scene to go well for me or I want the scene to go poorly for me. Although sometimes you'll get into a point where the scene has essentially already ended when folks are giving out the dice, in which case it's more of a judgment call. How do we think the scene went? But like at any point from now on, RahRah has the control to say, this scene is going to turn out well for my character. Also, Jacob and RahRah, please add your characters' names to the mural so that we don't forget. And then, and Manny Kinn, just like me, goes by he, him pronouns.
Yep. So do we just start?
Yes.
I'm gonna hit the locker. I told you I didn't want to do this again. I hate these fights.
Jonathan, this is the reason I created you, okay? Look.
Father.
What?
Dad.
I'm not your dad. I drew you, okay? I was drunk, and you're not my best work, but you'll do, but you're out of control, okay?
I know I'm spiny, Mr. Halftone, but that one hurt. That one hurt deep. But I'll do it. If it's the only way you're gonna assure me that I'll get this information I need, I'll do it.
Look, I know
Dirty my hands with your dreams.
I know there's bad blood between us. Okay?
And if I had blood, maybe it would be bad, but I'm full of water, Dad.
Yeah, but the one time you went for a hug, there was the blood. There was a lot of blood, and look the thing.
And I guess it was thinner than my water.
I don't.
But I'll do it. I said I'd do it. Who do you need me to mangle? When do I have to be here?
Well, there's a fight going on tonight. And I need you. Here's the thing.
Oh.
I need you to throw it. Okay? I'm putting.
Maybe if you had ever taught me to throw, Dad. Maybe if you had ever taught me to throw.
I'm
fine.
I'm sorry.
We'll catch up.
Is this like lack of sports education or something? Because I know how to draw, okay? When I was in school.
No, sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
Go
I
on.
was the nerdy one, okay? I don't know how to throw a ball. I know I can make it squash and stretch, and I can give it anticipation, and I can give it the energy and tension that it needs. I can draw you the best baseball being thrown ever, but to teach you how to actually throw, that's got to come from you. And Mikey like pokes Jonathan in the chest.
Yeah, little blood. You ever wonder what it's like to never be able to hug anyone, Dad? I'll be back. I'll be here on time. Put my hat on.
You remember what I said? This is for it's for us, okay? You do this, it'll lift both of us up.
Keep your silver pieces. I just need information. I'll do this for you.
Fine.
Hey, I think that's end of the scene. And did that go well or poorly for your character?
Ooh, I'm gonna say poorly, because even though he's gonna get what he wants, this is not what he likes to do. A, being close to Mr. Halftone, and B, tapping into that violence that he holds back like a warm desert wind.
Okay. So that makes it. Well, first off, you get. You said good, right?
No, I think bad. Yeah, because that was a huge compromise.
So you have a purple die now, and this purple die you can give to anyone. The only real thing to remember here, like game strategy wise, is, and this is a very much a meta game kind of thing. Is if you you want in the end to have dice of a similar color. A mixture of dice generally means that it's going to end really poorly for you. All dice of the same color generally means it's going to end really well for you.
Do I give the dice mid-scene or wait till the end of the scene?
You give them at the end of the scene. So right now, you get to give this die away.
Oh. I'm going to give that to my father, Mickey Halftone, because, there's years of gifts that we've missed.
It warms the heart somewhere in there.
I like to think he can put his cactus arms down. It's not just like...
Yeah. He can go off model.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So, I think I'm going to set a scene. And it's going to be a scene between Holiday and Manny Kinn, who still, I think we still nominally work for the studio. But we both want to get back at those bosses at the studio. So we're meeting in the seedy bar in the shady part of town, where Manny is sitting in in a booth to the side as smoke clouds hang in the air, and someone in the distance is singing old-fashioned jazzy song with a small band playing behind them, and that's when Holiday comes walking in as Manny Kinn is sitting there nursing his scotch.
So Holly enters the bar. She's all dressed up. This is not what she wears during the day when Manny is used to seeing her at work. She has dolled herself up for her evening activities, whatever they are. She sits down next to Manny at the bar, and she says, I don't normally do this with you, but I think it's time we have a conversation.
I think it's time too. These assholes at the studio, they gotta go. We could be running this place so much better in their stead.
Yeah, well, here's a bit of news for you. These are upstairs at the very top. Not doing too well, apparently. Guy next in line, the kid I was adopted with. My brother? Yes?
Well, and your brother, he the pliable sort who could turn the studio around, so to speak.
I believe he has potential.
Right.
However, someone's been messing about with the will, trying to push him out.
Well, then I guess we just have to find that will and make sure that no one can change what's supposed to happen, right?
Right. Well, I in my best interest not to get my hands dirty, but
But isn't that why they gave me these? And he'll hold up his hand, and completely against the tone of the scene, as he takes off like a glove. There's at the wrist of the hand, there's like this little spring. They always knew my hands were the ones that would get dirty. That's why they gave me the augments.
well, I know you have like half a dozen arms at home to switch them out, so guess that's good for me that you're able to do that.
Exactly. So, you do the social stuff. I'll give you a hand. And with that horrific pun, we'll fade scene to black.
Amazing. Okay, so who decides how well that went? Because I feel like it went really well for Holly.
The question is mostly,
well.
did it go well for Manny? And the question is answered by everyone else at the table. Personally, I also thought that it went well for Manny, but that's up for.
Only a hidden agenda could make that be a bad scene for Manny.
Yeah, exactly. And the hidden agenda, we'll find out later if what the hidden agenda is. So I'll go ahead and give the blue die to my scene partner there, Anne.
Thank you.
Then it's Anne's turn.
Okay.
I will make any game that I am in Cyberpunk if I can.
I love that so much. I would love to establish a scene between Jonathan and Manny where it's in Jonathan's like detective office or whatever, like a very stereotypical noir scene.
One thing to keep in mind is when you're establishing scenes, your character should be in them.
Oh, I should be in them. Okay.
But don't worry, I think we'll definitely establish a noir scene amongst ourselves.
Okay, okay, you know what? Then I would like to establish this scene between Jonathan and Holly, where she goes to visit this private investigator.
If you don't do the noir detective monologue, RahRah, so help me God.
Do you start the scene with the arriving?
I have a question. What are Jonathan's pronouns? Are they the same as yours?
He, them. He's fine with anything. Nothing feels right.
Okay, it wasn't written, so I had to ask for clarification.
My bad.
No, it's okay. I mean, Holly has, made an appointment to see, Detective Needle, and there is a, knock on the door.
He sighs, opens the window real quick to let some cigar smoke out, and a bunch of trash blows in and sticks to his needles. It's embarrassing every time. But he cleans himself as he heads over to the door in a crowded, small, mostly brown and wood, one-room office with a trundle bed hidden behind a fake bookshelf. He can't read, his hands stab everything. But he opens the door. Miss Holly, Miss Day, right on time.
Yeah, and she is dressed in this red dress that she usually wears to do, Jessica Rabbit style aesthetic, but like anime, because she's odd that way. But she enters the office, and she says, "Why, hello, Mr. Needle. I hear you're the best in the business, and
I'm known from time to time to be able to acquire certain items.
hmm, yes, your expertise in item acquisition is exactly why I'm here.
Trash.
And she will she will sit down in front of the desk of whatever desk is there, and go sit in her idea of like a sexy femme fatale way, which is slightly awkward for her, but she tries anyway. Um, and she says, "I don't know if you heard about yeah, studio. Um, hands are about to be changing upstairs, and well, someone is trying to make moves on that top seat, trying to get rid of a specific last will and testament, and I need someone to help me get a hold of it before someone goes to mess with it."
Oh, I've heard. It's hard for anything to happen in this town without me hearing. Let's just say you're not the first desperate person in a dress to walk in here today and try to convince me to find this thing. Depending on how much you're offering, you might be the last.
Hmm.
It's pretty hot. It's flying off the shelf, you know? Everyone wants these cakes. In his superhuman office, he also has like a cartoon old phone. Like, there's a bunch of telephone books that are drawn and have little eyes googling all over him while he's just dusty in like a human trench coat. Do you drink?
I drink some.
He pulls out a big old cartoon like Kool-Aid jar, just into two very dusty human cups.
He stands up and like leans forward on the desk, and she says, "Mr. Needle, how closely do you tend to hang on to your ethics?"
Look at me, ma'am. It's hard for me to hold on to anything closely. But I try. I don't mean to, don't want to stab someone in the dark or reach out and touch to one too aggressively. But from time to time, the job gets messy. Trash. How much you offering? Because I got about 30 clambacks saying that I get it for this other dame. You got that type of grease?
What if I were to offer you something more valuable?
Like a soul? Oh, you said valuable. Like a body, then. Do you have...
Whose body are you looking for?
Any flesh walker out there. I need to get out of this mess one day, ma'am. If you can help me, I'll do whatever you need. If you don't, just offer me the clambacks.
Well,
By the way, there's a blue dice, so the scene is going to end well for Holiday.
So listen here.
Mm-hmm.
If you help me get that will, you're gonna help me get all the clam bags, which means you get a cut out of what I get. I may not be able to pay you up front, but you do the work now, it'll pay dividends later.
I've got one requirement.
And what's that?
I'm gonna need 20 feet of rope and a bowl of cherries. Curtain.
That went well.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Gotta break into somewhere.
What do you need to cherry? I'm afraid to ask what you need the cherries for. Also,
Oh,
sorry.
if you knew
by the
your
way,
Toon lore, you'd know exactly what I need the cherries for.
I'm sorry for being slightly distracted. The Loki has decided that now is his time to receive scritches, so he's on my desk.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That was. It took me a minute to get there, and then you just 20 feet of rope and cherries. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go.
Well, once I heard
now.
the scene had to go good for you, I was like, all right, well, he's in.
Okay, so the die that the number of dice that we have determines whether it goes well or not, right?
You
Is
give
that
this
how
die
that-
away, and essentially, if you want to mess with someone, you can mess with Jacob right now by giving him the blue die, because then he starts getting a mix of dice. Or you could give it to RahRah or me, who don't have any dice yet, so it doesn't really mess with us or otherwise.
Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna give you a blue die. It's a blue die that I have to give you, right?
Yes. Well, there's
Okay.
already one in the center, but
Oh, okay. You can you can go ahead and have that die.
okay. So
Are you guys die fighting again?
No.
Okay.
I
The
misclicked.
struggle.
Jacob, it is now your turn.
Mhm.
Father.
All right. I guess I'm gonna establish a scene. It's gonna be between Mikey and Holly in the cramped apartment that they share. The blinds are half drawn. It's night. The rain is pattering on the windows, and the street lamp comes in. It's the only light coming into the room, casting those blind shadows on the wall. I think what happens is Holly comes home to find Mikey there with like a bottle of some Toon alcohol with just like the label with like XXX on it. And it's
Essentially
like,
pure acetone.
yeah, it's like half drunk. It's acetone or thinner or something, and he's got a cup and and he's just like 2 or 3 cups in at this point, looking at a piece of paper on the table.
I think Holly just bursts through the door and says, "Brother, you're going to love me when I tell you what I've been doing all day." And
He's
then
like-
she looks and she's like, "What the heck is wrong with you?"
Look, Holly, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I made one mistake. And I gotta try to take care of it.
Okay.
Maybe I made more mistakes than just one. Maybe. But I made one real mistake.
As opposed to the numerous other not real mistakes. Okay. You know what? Hold on just one moment. And you see, like, in a Toon kind of tornado, she, like, speeds out of the room into her room and then comes back, switched out from, like, femme fatale mode to just, like, jeans and a hoodie. And she just says, "All right, talk to me. Just needed a quick change, but talk to me."
Look, you know, there comes a time in every animator's career when you bring something to life that you shouldn't have. You put an idea out there that's just too, it doesn't fit in the world, and it can't. It's a half-baked idea and it can't work. But you try it anyway and you love it, and eventually you realize, hey, they were right when they say you gotta kill your darlings. And he puts his finger on the paper and slides it across the table. It is a worn business card or a card torn off of a poster, and it has just a phone number and a little icon, and the icon is a big sledgehammer. This might be my second mistake. I don't know.
Sledgehammer Sam, huh?
I don't know what else to do. You and me, we gotta get further in this world. We're gonna be someone. We have to make it. We have to make it rich or rule the world or something. It's what we promised to each other when we were kids. You know?
So,
And I gotta
about the taking over the world part, though?
Yeah.
We can talk about that part. Because I have a plan. I kind of accidentally overheard something at work the other day. You know, the big wigs up in the studio.
You heard my show's been canceled?
Yeah, I heard that part. I also heard that, you know, the big guy upstairs is not doing too well.
Finishes the drink and bloop, 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 bloop.
I heard rumors that they were going to pass the studio down to someone else. And there's been a wild goose chase for that, for his will.
Yeah, I heard Junior's gonna get it. The son.
Ah, that talentless hack? Oh my god. No.
He sits in the C-suite.
Yeah, that's true. But what if I told you that I have a plan to get that will, mess with it? You know, do a little clever editing, maybe.
Well, I mean, easy for you to say as a toon, but you'll need a real pen. And he holds up his drawing pen. His fingers are stained with ink, but this is the pen.
That's why. Well, I mean, that's why I'm telling you this plan. Because once I get my hands on that will, I'm gonna need your real pen and your handiwork.
Well, I don't see how I can do this until my slate is clean, you know? No. If I mess up one more thing, they're gonna sack me, and I have a cactus thinks I made the call.
Have you ever thought of a character redesign? I mean, the poor guy just wants a different body.
Kind of wants, like, love.
Kind of hard to love a cactus when you can't hug it.
Well, look, you and me, we grew up in that orphanage together. You know, the human and toon kid orphanage, and we got out together. But you know, nobody showed me love. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, and then you know, created me, and then we had each other. Why did you create a cactus of all things? There's no way you can hug that.
I think it was.
If it's something you need that you need to bring to life, why did you make it so unhuggable?
Well, I think it was an internal expression of myself. You know, like it was me trying to talk to the world through the paper. I'm just an animator. Holly, I'm just an animator.
I think that is a very good place to wrap that scene.
I think Holly's last words are, "You're not just an animator. You have the power to change things."
Keep in mind, this scene was going to end poorly. So I think it's probably better if it actually ends on the "I'm just an animator."
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna hand this dark die to RahRah, to Jonathan, because I did make the call to Sledgehammer Sam, who's now
nicely done.
hunting
Nicely
for
done.
him. This got so dark. Oh no.
RahRah, are you happy to have your scene set up for you? Because I've got a very good idea for a next scene.
Yes, I am happy for that to happen.
Okay, so this is one fateful night in Hollywoodland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about an hour after the scene between Halftone and Holiday. Probably a few hours after you got put on the trail by Holiday, and it's in the dark and slightly misty streets of Toontown, where Jonathan Needle is on the prowl as he's trying to look for evidence and for a location for that one will. And it is at this point that we see, as the camera zooms out, that someone is prowling after him. Now is a good time to define who Sledgehammer Sam is.
Ooh. Who does that? Do I do that?
Table.
I think
Oh, heck.
So,
Sledgehammer Sam is
you can do it as well.
Yeah, a tune for sure.
I'm mostly thinking like it's the thing I was thinking for Sledgehammer Sam, just because of how this is very cartoony and very subverting expectations. You know that girl from the the little girl from the Animaniacs, Susie, I think.
Mhm.
It, like I was suggesting off screen, it does stand for Sledgehammer Samantha, and Sledgehammer Samantha is a tiny girl, very cutesy looking, however dragging a massive sledgehammer behind her.
Yeah, like Pyramid Head style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Deal. If I can add to your scene building, I think I'm going to be on my way to Manny Kinn. And I've parked my car and I've been walking. I'm about to basically walk to where I think you are when I maybe notice something, or maybe I don't notice someone following.
Yeah, Manny Kinn, I think, is in one of his favorite hangouts, which is just this seedy diner where, well, all the food here is bound to give a man food poisoning, but they replaced my stomach with a toon stomach years ago. I think it's like the windows of this diner are permanently greased up and greased and dusty, so you can't really see through them. But he sees the shape of Jonathan Needle walking past, and then a smaller shape with a sledgehammer thing walking past right after that. And then as the scene begins, the glass of the diner shatters open as Jonathan Needle is thrown into the diner by Sledgehammer Sam.
And I'll say, as he falls, he lets go of a small case that has a pair of special shoes in it that he was coming to use as a bargaining chip with Manny, who likes upgraded parts.
Oh, absolutely.
So that goes flying into the cafe as he falls onto the broken glass.
Yeah, and as you fall onto the broken glass, Manny will look up from the eggs from the it's like it's evening, so from the garbage plate that he was eating, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, I was eating that."
I'm gonna pull out a very cartoony, kid's toy paddle stick and just smack a ball on a string at the window to try to distract the small hammer foe as I crawl under Manny's table.
Amazing.
I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Manny, and pull the briefcase under.
Well, this is a poor way to show me that you're looking for me. Getting in the way of a man's dinner is a good way to get pummeled. But I see you already got that covered. As he looks up, what do you do to piss off Sam?
I got a crack with just some water like pouring down like a spot without needles, finally. I don't know. I just need information, and I brought you some parts, Manny. I heard you like parts.
Well, you won't be any good. That information won't do you any good if you are sledgehammered. So, and now I've got a question. Do you want the scene to end well or poorly for Jonathan?
I want it to end poorly, because he's hoping to give Manny these shoes in exchange for info on the will and testament, and an in on whoever does Manny's upgrades to see if they can do the opposite.
Okay, but how? But you don't want him to get that.
I don't want him to get everything he wants, though. Like, that's what he wants. So to end poorly would be to deny some of that for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, Manny gets up and goes, "You got parts for me? Oh, Spill. What have you got? You can wait for a second." He turns to Sledgehammer Sam as
Sledgehammer Sam's like, "Aw, come on,
Yeah.
just having fun."
If I'm going to have a quick talk with this fine gentleman,
I claim sanctuary.
if whatever he has to offer is good enough, is a good deal for me, then we'll deal with you. But if I ain't interested in what he has to offer, well, you still have that hammer, right? And then he turns back to Manny. So, what you offering?
I hate to be a prick, and I'll pull out one of my needles and and I just open the case to show you rocket shoes.
I
found these.
They are.
They fell off a truck that won't be looking back, if you know what I mean.
Tell me that those are what I think they are.
They are, and I need someone to place a very large bet on me for a fight I'm supposed to throw later tonight.
Well, I ain't a betting man, but
I'm sure you can pretend.
I ain't a betting man, but I think we have a mutual interest here. And he offers a hand out to him.
Needles.
We can do business. As you shake the hand, you realize that the hand that he's shaking it with is just entirely metal. So the needles bend away. I think this will be a shining partnership. Now about you. And
you experience something not many experience and touch the hand buzzer at the bottom of my needles.
Amazing. So yeah, touches the hand buzzer. Turns around, grabs Sledgehammer Sam's sledgehammer, and just sends the power surging through him into Sam, who explodes backwards.
It's like a little plastic prank one. He wasn't really trying to hurt you, but you're made out of metal. I don't understand science.
I'm guess-ending.
Cartoon stuff.
This is a cartoon world, so Sledgehammer Sam goes team rocketing off to a way where she can still be a problem for us later.
Mm-hmm. That's for tomorrow.
Exactly. And he looks back at you and goes, You best be on your guard then. Someone seems to have it out for you.
Here's 500 clambacks. This is all my savings. You bet this on me tonight. You keep most of the winnings and you tell me where this will and testament is. Agreed. And you get these boots.
I'm supposed to bet them on you for a losing fight?
For a supposedly losing fight.
I like the way you play, man. I like the way you play.
Sometimes I want to be the artist too. You know what I mean?
Now, what can I do you for?
He puts all the clambacks down. He even puts the shoes down. Like, I'm going to trust you with this ahead of time because you have a reputation, Manny.
And one I like to uphold.
And now, how does this seem supposed?
The thing I was thinking about, you want a couple of things. and you ask him the question for like, hey, where you get your parts, and he actually gives you like a business card of the person that
Nice.
does it. However, because the scene ends poorly for you, as you step out into the street, you slip, and the card goes flying and falls into a puddle and just immediately dissolves.
As I like kind of lay there just staring with like some trash starting to hit my needles. You ever wonder what it would be like to grow into who you are and not just be drawn this way? And then, like, just get up all wet on one side.
Yeah, and as you start walking away, there's a few moments later, the door opens because he's not going through the window, even if it's completely blown out. And as Manny Kinn just dusts himself off and starts heading out.
And he's got the little briefcase. I'm assuming, is he wearing the shoes already?
No, he's got the briefcase.
I can imagine Jonathan pulls the trash that sticks off of his needles, and he sort of like opens it up, and all of these like pieces of paper flying around, they're like like thrown away frames from the animator's desk.
Nice. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Playing God. And he starts walking.
So, I think that makes it my scene, but first you have a purple die to give away.
I'm going to give that to... Ooh, a purple die.
Yeah, now the question becomes, do we want to help or mess with each other?
I'm actually going to give that to Tav, actually, to Manny, because at the same time where I want to get everything I want, I also don't want to throw off the balance of power too much in the neighborhood.
Amazing. So, that makes it my turn to establish or to resolve. Does anyone have a good idea for a scene?
I have an idea.
I've got a couple, but I want to hear if other people have like something milling about first. So pitch me.
So this is my pitch, leaning into the cyberpunk stuff for you a little bit. You have these new rocket boots. You're human. How do you get them put in? You have to head to some sort of chop shop. And who's the guy with the pen? And so Mikey is running a like an illicit sort of like surgery, tune to human surgery in the basement or something like this.
Love it. Yeah. Okay. So in the basement of the Toon Fight Club, there's
or the studio basement. It's all like in the studio lot somewhere.
Mikey's probably working on some cool things. As there's a knock on the door.
The like little. Oh, it's you.
Got something for you to work on.
Did anyone see you?
Never.
Okay.
Now.
Good.
You know, most of the work done is completely above board, but I got something, and you'll see why I can't have the suits sniffing this one.
I'm very interested in this. Okay, tell me about it. Here, he like has one of these benches, like surgery tables or something, and he takes like a rag and just sort of like wipes it down, squeezes the rag out.
Well, you know, most everything is most everything has already been replaced, but I never was able to find something good for my feet, and well, I was able to feast your eyes on these puppies. And he opens the suitcase as you see two like probably boots with like these red flame markings on them, with little booster thrusters.
Can they say these puppies along the bottom?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's the brand.
Oh my god.
You know how to work. You know how to
These
work
are
a pair
first.
of rocket.
Yeah, first
You know how to work?
edition.
Yeah. You've worked with Acme Tac before, right?
It's only the best and sometimes the worst.
I'll settle for the best, thank you.
Puts it.
He
because-
sits down on the table and goes, "Well, don't let me keep you." As he lies down on the table, and I think this scene ends well for Manny.
Yeah, and definitely Mikey is like in the background, just like washes the hands, pulls on these gloves, like, and like goggles go down, and then the camera comes out, and there's like a window that's got some sort of shade over it, but you can see like welding sparks, so like that blue spark and the shadows of everyone.
And I'll give this one to Anne, because there should always be one person who comes out of a fiasco unscathed.
I really like the idea of Jonathan looking for Manny's parts guy, and the parts guy is Jonathan's creator, but he doesn't know it.
So good.
So, next scene goes to Anne.
Oh man, does my brain not function? Okay.
You can always ask for us to establish as well if you don't have an idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna resolve it. I don't have anything to establish off the top of my head right now. If anyone's got any hilarious, cool ideas, please.
Let's see. We've seen Anne interact with everyone before. I think we might get a solo scene from Holiday, where Holiday is interacting with like either the big boss who's about to snuff it, or with with the folks in upper management.
Okay.
Maybe trying to find out. Maybe she's trying to find out from the big boss where he's keeping the last will and testament.
Maybe she. Ooh, yeah. She's doing some sneaky business upstairs. Yeah, I think she'd be doing some sneaking around in the upstairs. I think she's been with the company for a while. She started as an intern, so she has probably talked her way up the ladder, so to speak, of just like people know her and trust her, and she's like, "Oh, it's just Holly. Let her through. She doesn't belong here, but it's fine. Don't worry about it." So I think she is charming her way up to the 29th floor, or wherever the big bosses are, and she is trying to
It's a long ways to fall. 29th floor.
yeah, it is. Yeah. And she's trying to see if she can find out where this will is, either by sneakiness and subterfuge, or by talking to someone that she can kind of charm up there. But I don't know who she'd talk to up there. So I think she's gonna try to be sneaky about it. I don't know how that would work. Who do you think she'd interact with up there? And who wants to do a thing with me?
Is there like a secretary up there?
Maybe.
To flip it up, it's sort of like a young guy who's always getting the coffee and stuff like that.
The fresh new interns.
Yeah,
the
intern.
fresh new interns. Yeah, I think she has a rapport with the interns. Oh what if she's HR? That's why she knows all the interns. She's actually HR. I didn't establish what she was doing in the company, and now I know she's HR. So she will assemble a group of interns in a conference room, and she's gonna do the speech. She closes the door behind her, and she says, "I know I sent you all the memo under the pretense of an intern mixer, but
Make coffee.
I mean free coffee. You are, well, I mean, you know, I gotta keep the interns caffeinated. It's part of my job. However, things are changing in this company. 29th floor, things are shaking up there. I need to work with at least a couple of you so that we can find out what's going on in the scenes up there. Now, I have the power to get 1 or 2, maybe 3 of you reassigned to the 29th floor. However, that is going to come with a little bit of sneaky, you know, with a little bit of snooping around. How many of you care about ethics or morals or doing the right thing? Because the number of you that will answer that will narrow this down. Okay, so that narrows down.
I have a question.
That narrows down this.
Whose ethics?
Sure. Yours, your personal ethics. Do you care? Do you care about being sneaky? Do you care about, you know, snooping around, stealing?
Well, I suppose it depends on what we're doing, because, like, if it's to hurt somebody, that seems bad. But if it's like against the man, you know.
Well, listen, we're not gonna hurt anyone. The big guy upstairs is sick. Doesn't need our help with that. That's not what we're doing. But what they're doing upstairs is what they're doing upstairs is straight up nepotism. And
my mom works in accounting. That's how I got this internship.
Okay, you?
Am I in the wrong? Is it the wrong meeting? Should I just go?
Listen.
Oh, that intern is first against the wall when the revolution comes.
One of the other interns just looks like the cartoon version of Peter Pan. He's like, I don't even know if I'm old enough to work here.
Holly looks a little confused at how he got there, but he's like,
Toontown.
You know, we can work with that. Actually, you're cute. Okay. Look, you're actually kind of okay at your job, so it's not nepotism in that case is not as annoying. But I don't think they need more accounting interns up there. No, I think they need personal assistants up there. So if you're willing to run coffee up and down the stairs while simultaneously digging up some info on who they plan to put in charge once the old man hits dust, then that's really all I need. Also, if you could find out where the old man's keeping his will, that's really all I need. And I only need a couple of people to really gain their trust upstairs.
Do you want this scene to end well or poorly for you?
I mean, if I get to be the one person that gets away from this fiasco unscathed, I would like for it to go well for me.
Okay. In that case, one of the interns will at that point speak up. One of the ones that hadn't spoken yet. Yeah, Jeffrey, I'm in legal.
Ooh.
I heard him say that they're keeping uh the very important documents that no one is allowed to no one is allowed to touch them right now, but they're keeping them in the head of legal's vault. He's going. He was. They said something about making changes.
One of the other interns is like, "Suck up," and then someone has like a spitball and a straw into Jeffrey.
I'd like to, if I could add to make it even better.
Jeffrey turns around and just gives like a glare, and there's this text below the screen. Jeffrey will remember this.
Jeffrey. Holly just looks at Jeffrey and says, "When your internship's over, come see me."
Will do, Miss Day.
And I think to make it even better for Holly, down the street in a cartoon van where Jonathan's listening to a tape of all of this all of this meeting, he turns and knocks his coffee that just pours all of it, all starts sparking, and like all the evidence he just collected burns away.
Perfect. And scene.
Okay.
So you have a blue die to give away to someone. And the question is now, if you give it to me, essentially you're kind of helping me. If you give it to RahRah or Jacob, you're fucking with them.
Oh, I wanna help everybody.
Don't help.
This is not that kind of show.
I know. Listen, everyone gets messed with equally except for me. I'm gonna give it to Jacob. I'm gonna give the blue die to Jacob.
This Mickey character is cursed already.
It's just gonna be really funny when this plays out. There you go.
So it's my turn now, and I think I would like to establish a scene. I want to get through that fight. And so this is like right before the fight, or during this scene. I don't know how far it goes, but it's Mickey and Jonathan again, in the fighting ring. And I think Mickey is like looking at Jonathan, who has a crack on their body somewhere.
Mm-hmm. It's like right up here.
And is trying to pretend to be concerned about it.
And for the first time in a while, you see me not in my human clothes. And as you look closer, you realize all my shirts are mesh. So my needles can just go through, but I wear like 6 of them. So it looks more solid. But he's a big cactus boy. He's a big thick needle boy for sure. Maybe you're trying to tape up gloves, but he keeps tearing through them.
And Mikey has like got a pad, and he's like drawing a bandage and like peels it off the pad and then like applies it and is like, "Oh man, Jonathan, you got right before a big fight. You get in a fight, like a real fight. You sure you're fit for this sort of thing?"
In my world, I'm used to things hurting every day, but I guess I was just drawn that way.
Is that? I was gonna ask if you're talking metaphorically again, but you are, and also you are not, because you're talking about like it. Look, it's complicated.
He taps his gloves together, and just the needles go right through again.
And the referee comes over and is like, "Hey, no weapons on the ring."
If I look over the ref, do I notice maybe Manny going to place a bet or anything like that? Like, is this all happening at the same time?
Yeah, you'll see. At this point, Manny Kinn has made his way over to like the betting box and goes like, looks back at the fighters. Who are you fighting?
I'd assume Holly Day's probably in the crowd too, right? Like everyone's at this location.
Oh God, I know who
Yeah.
you're fighting.
A bunch of balloons.
Because I had an idea, but you should go.
You're
Go for
fighting
it.
Sledgehammer Sam.
Oh, I don't know. Is Sledgehammer Sam a fighter?
Well, put it like this: that hammer is part of Sledgehammer Sam.
Hmm.
I was thinking
So,
also you could
it's
do
not a
like an
weapon, it's just an extension
inflatable,
of her arm.
a cartoon inflatable balloon. So everyone's assuming I'll just be able to pop it. So taking the fall would be even more dramatic.
I do like this.
The return villain's good though.
I think it's dependent on whether this ends well or poorly for Jacob. Because if it is Sledgehammer Sam, this scene is ending well for Jacob. If it's a random balloon, this thing is ending very poorly.
I don't get to choose because it's up to you, but I know what I want.
I'm suggesting it ends well for Jacob, mostly
Deal.
because I want to see Sledgehammer Sam.
So Sledgehammer Sam, it is.
Okay,
But it does.
Okay, so in that case, our lovely Manny Kinn, ever the opportunists. None of them sound right. Every the opportunist, every opportunist is like looking around, and he's friends with the bookkeeper and goes like, so, and I know it's a secret fight, and I know we're all supposed to be like in the dark about who Jonathan Needler is fighting, but you think you can tell me a little bit about the enemy? And the bookkeeper goes like, I can't tell you, but it rhymes with slammer. At which point, Manny Kinn goes, fair enough.
And the announcer is like, ladies and gentlemen, we've been told that one of the fighters for tonight has taken ill and will be replaced by a new challenger. And it's gonna be...
Yeah, and at that point, Manny just goes, place this on the challenger.
Ooh.
Betrayal.
I think as after Manny walks away, Holly has gone incognito and just like hood up and has jeans and hoodie and everything, and she's just gone incognito, and she also places a bet for the challenger.
I think in the corner, Jonathan's just got his hands on like the rope, like just getting ready, and another drip of water comes from his face, but for the first time it's not cartoon, and it's a real drip from his eye as he braces himself for what he needs to do.
So, who is the blue die going to?
I'm gonna give the blue die to Jonathan, because things are not going well for anybody right now on this side of the board. And then I have a floating question over my head, which is, how messed up does Jonathan get?
Well, we'll see, because now happens the tilt.
Oh shit.
As we are going into the tilt, the way this is going to happen is all of us will roll the dice that we have in front of us. So for me, for instance, that would be a blue and a purple, which I rolled a 1 and a 3. That means my total is 2 blue, because it's the 3 blue minus the 1 purple. This likely means that I don't get to do anything in a bit. Next up, Anne, would you like to roll?
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me do the thing. Boom. Come on, roll the thing.
Yeah. So,
Ha!
Anne, you are currently ahead of me with 5 blue. Then, Jacob, would you like to roll for us, or do you want me to roll for you?
Can you roll it for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 second. 1 blue, 1 purple leads to 1 blue.
1.
And finally, RahRah.
If you could also roll for me, that would be great.
So we're in an interesting situation now where no one has rolled purple. But we have one person who rolled the lowest in blue, which is the closest to purple. So Jacob and Anne are going to get to choose what the tilts are. And for that, I am going to be rolling 8 dice, the remaining 8 dice.
Okay.
It's taking a sec to roll.
Oh man, these tilts.
So we have a 6, we have a 5, we have 3 4s, we have a 3, and we have 2 1s for our dice.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the tilt table that I put on the board,
Okay.
you'll see that there are a couple of tilts you can choose from. The way this is going to work is highest person goes first, so that's Anne. And Anne is going to choose a top level tilt. So the only ones she can choose are mayhem, innocence, guilt, paranoia, and failure, because those 5 are there's dice for those available. Then Jacob gets to choose 1 top level tilt. Then Anne gets to choose a detail for Jacob's tilt, and Jacob gets to choose a detail for Anne's tilt.
Nice.
So to start with, Anne.
Okay. I am going to pick. Oh, I'm gonna pick mayhem. I'm gonna pick a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 goes away, and we now have a new card. And I usually use these nice black cards for the tilts because they're very easy. It's very easy to see that they're different from the rest of the cards.
So we have a mayhem, and I'm gonna choose the 1 6 that's on the table and grab
And
the failure.
Amazing.
Yeah, because this is Fiasco.
So next up, Anne, you get to choose which failure it's going to be. So either, for the audience, a stupid plan executed to perfection, or a tiny mistake leads to ruin, or a good plan comes unraveled, or you thought it was taken care of, but it wasn't.
Oh, those are so good. I am going to. Okay. Do we have any 1s left?
Yes, that would be a stupid plan executed to perfection.
I want to see a stupid plan executed to perfection.
A stupid plan executed to perfection it is. And then the same question goes towards Jacob. However, there's only three options left for you because the last one was taken. The options for you are a dangerous animal, perhaps metaphorical, gets loose, magnificent self-destruction, or cold-blooded score settling.
I mean, revenge is already on the board, so it's gonna have to be. We're gonna see a cold-blooded score settling in this tilt.
Amazing. I'm beginning something. An idea is beginning to form, and of Jonathan finally going all Frankenstein's monster on Frankenstein on his creator.
Oh, I thought about getting Mickey's pen to draw on Mickey.
But yeah, so that is the tilt ready. All the rest of the dice are going to go. We won't need dice anymore until the aftermath. But before we start making our way towards the aftermath, we are going to go for a quick break. We are running a bit late, so we'll make this one a really quick one, and then we'll be back with more.
So
Be right
good.
back. Let's get ready. Hello, everyone. We are going to see everything go wrong as RahRah. Would you like to say what scene is going to happen next?
Yes, I think we're going to do the fight next. We've done all the prep leading up to it. People are watching, bets are made. So I think we're going to do the fight. And it's up to you guys to decide how it's going to come out. But we've already got a few predetermined dark outcomes for the evening. So I think I'd like to have my father, Mr. Halfhand, in my corner. Even though at the beginning I don't think Jonathan was going to ask for that.
Look, I keep telling you, I'm not your father.
I'm gonna make you
got
proud.
This, though. You got this. It's just a little girl who is a sledgehammer.
Oh, she's older than dirt.
And you're made of vegetable. It's gonna be fine. You ever seen?
I'm gonna show you what I'm made of, Dad. I'm gonna show you what I'm made of.
And at this point, the crowd begins cheering as there's this as the sound of a wooden mallet being scraped over the cement floor of the arena happens, and the crowd slowly parts, and you see just a cute little girl with a massive hammer who just looks up at you, gives you this like slightly evil smile, and goes, "Hi there." And
I think at this point, Jonathan realizes he could have brought a weapon, and he did not know that was a part, but he's too embarrassed to say anything, so he's just going to stay with his little boxing gloves.
So, shall we finish this?
I think we should start this. And he definitely old man hunch boxes, like just all hedgehog.
Let's head on to those scrapes.
Deal.
And how would you like to see who set up the scene? I think it was you, right?
I picked the fight. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we think this is going to end for poor old Needle?
Dun, 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 oh.
I've got ideas, but I want to hear what you guys have.
I mean, if Needles goes fist to hammer, it can't go well.
It can't go well.
And I think he's going to resist falling as long as possible, even though he knows he's supposed to take a fall.
I have a question, though. Is there a situation in which it goes poorly, but not all the way poorly for the Needler? Because I'm like, if we I don't know. I'm just like,
I think the way it could go poorly, but not all the way poorly for the Needler, is that she comes after him with like the intent to kill and starts pummeling him with the sledgehammer, and he's just staying up. He's trying to fight back, not landing any punches. He starts going up against the ropes, and then realizes, oh no, I'm going to have to throw this fight. And as he's throwing the fight, which would be the bad outcome, his dad turns to the hammer and just gives a quick imperceptible nod, and the hammer just only knocks him unconscious rather than full on murdering him.
I'll say during the fight, he's like having whole chunks kind of just knocked off, like cactus, basically. But in his head, he's like, I'm going to show him my guts. I'm going to show him my guts.
Oh my God, they're seeing my guts.
Yeah, and then right before he goes down, like you'll notice for the first time, little cactus blossoms.
Oh.
Like as he like just timbers and doesn't break, but maybe breaks into like 3 cactus pieces that can be reattached. He's a tune, but just like cookie crumble, gingerbread broken on the ground.
Yeah.
Thinking that he lost all of his money, thinking that he won't find the will and testament, thinking that his dad just used him to make another art piece.
Blue and purple. Which one do you take, and which one do you give?
Oh, I will. Oh, for me, yes, I will take the purple because this just went bad. I will give the blue to my father, who got what he wanted.
So at this point, I'm going to set
plan executed to perfection.
I am going to set a scene for Manny, probably with Holly, and potentially with Halftone. Although I don't know how far Holly is involving Halftone in this nonsense. This is after Manny has picked up the winnings, has told Jonathan that, sorry, I bet on you, so all your money's gone. And he's definitely keeping your money. But now we have a plan. So
we do.
Holly, you said the contract, the will, it was in the legal department.
Yeah, found that out from an intern the other day.
Excellent. Well, I think we have a perfect plan here. I'll use these here boots, and he clicks his heels together. We fly straight in, and
lights the fuse.
We're outside. He lights the fuse. You grab on. We fly in. We knock out some of these eggheads.
Wait, we don't go through the window. That makes noise. We land on the roof, and then we pick the locks.
And as you say that, the boots launch, and the window explodes as we both fly sprawling into the legal department.
Can they make little barking sounds as you fly? Like little burr, 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 little These Puppies trademark?
And he lands perfect 3-point pose as he gets through superhero pose. Deadpool would be proud as he gets up, just dusts off slightly and steps forward, and you see dust hanging behind him, cartoon style. And he gets ready and goes like, "So, where's that vault at?"
Holly did not land perfectly and has rolled. And then she dusts herself off and she says,
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a pretty face. I'm not used to all this physical activity. And she will point at the bookcase. Just hold on 1 second, and she will pull one of the books, and then what will happen is there's a part of the wall behind the desk that comes out, and it is the vault, and she just shoves the book back in. She's like, for such a modern place, they do like their antiquated secret doors.
Well, I think I have just the thing for this. And he pulls the glove off his hand, and it's literally raises up his finger, and it's literally just has a massive drill bit as he goes, "Let's crack this safe right open," and just starts.
There's a bunch of useless cartoon mouth security system just being like, no, stop, no.
Shut up! I work here.
And inside the vault, it's like gold coins so deep you can swim in them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely! Like
there's skeletons of people that swam too long.
As the vault door swings open, he steps forward and he goes, "Well, I thought that the McDuck vault was just a legend, but here we are. Look over there. And as he points, there's this at the top of the pile of gold. There's like a single pillar reaching up with like a glass scroll case in it, Declaration of Independence style, that has like the last will and testament of Balt Bisney.
Nice.
Good old Balt.
Yeah, and Holly just takes this and does what every woman without wearing an outfit without pockets does, and shoves the will in her.
And I think this is a very good point to end this scene. So how did you all think this went for good old Manny?
If I could add one flair, when you close the vault, there's just a book no one sees that says "How to Turn Thick Cactus Boys into Real People," but no one notices it. I think it goes as good for Manny as everything's been going. This guy's just having a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, yeah. I'll go grab 2 blues, and I'll say that Anne gets the final blue, and I get a blue.
Oh,
however,
only
now
dice.
everything, there's only purple dice left, so everything is going to go poorly.
From here on out.
Yep, it can only go wrong.
I've been waiting for Needle's day to get bad.
Well, we also have this cold-blooded score settling, and we have.
I think the cold-blooded score settling might be very, very fitting for like the final scene of Jacob. Going a bit going. Actually, no, Jacob, because the last die is wild.
Oh.
Jacob does get to choose if one of his purple dice becomes blue.
Okay.
But
we'll see how.
I think first we have Anne. We flash forward. What is Holly doing with the will?
I think what Holly does, I am going to well, first of all, I think she grabbed a few extra things from the Scrooge McDuck vault and has like stuffed her hoodie with some coin as well. So she comes home to the apartment, and that she shares with her brother Mikey, and it's a exact mirror of the other scene where she's just like, Mikey, you're gonna love me when you find out what I did tonight.
The apartment is trashed.
Oh, damn.
Like it's been turned over by people.
Mikey? And she's still jingling. And she is unloading her hoodie on the dining room table.
In like a pile of rubble, there's like an arm. Holly?
Brother! Hey! So, I have made some moves tonight!
That's good. I did too, and I don't know if I'm gonna be the same. Don't know if we're gonna be the same.
Listen, I bet against the cactus.
That's good.
Bet against the cactus. And, did you know Sledgehammer Sam was gonna be fighting? That was amazing.
I don't wanna tell you what I did know. But did you know when you take a piece of your soul and you put it on paper and then you try to wreck it in the real world, you finally feel something? What did you get? I'm sorry. Can I pour you a drink? He picks up a bottle. It's empty.
Okay, so money. Remember when we talked about like making a whole lot of coin? Here's the coin, and she unloads like her entire hoodie in front of Mikey, and it's just like, by the way, the Scrooge McDuck vault is real, and I know where it is. We can cash in. And then she also pulls out the rolled up piece of paper. All you have to do is put your name in it.
Mikey sort of like grabs the paper and Holly's hand in his, just like, Holly, I don't know if money is what's important anymore. You're the last thing that I care about that I have left. You're like my sister, and I may have gotten I can't even say it. I may have gotten my son killed tonight. Does it matter? He looks at the paper. Does a piece of paper matter?
And I think at this point, we start zooming out for the mayhem, a cold-blooded score settling. And we see in the distance a bandaged up Jonathan Needle looking into the apartment with binoculars and listening equipment and darkness falls down on
a
his
sledgehammer
face.
next to him, whispering in his ear.
Ooh, nice.
And I think that's the next scene.
This is definitely not going
So-
to end well.
And you're getting a purple. Who are you giving your purple to?
I'm giving it to Jacob. We're gonna get so screwed. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that Anne is saying we're going to get so screwed when Anne has 3 blues and a purple. So,
I just meant in the scene itself. Mechanically, I'm fine. I got dice. I'm good.
So for the final scene, I think we kind of did the setup for you now.
I think the
So,
question is,
You
do
get
we-
to decide how it ends.
Yeah, I think the question is, do we want to skip past that part, the reckoning, and have it be like, does Mikey get axed, or?
I'd say what we want to do is probably like the final showdown between Mikey and Jonathan, but then have
like aftermath.
Have like what happens as a fade to black, and then see what actually happened when we do the aftermath rolls.
I think it's raining still, and it's the roof of the building.
This is Toontown, so yes, it's always raining.
It's the Noir side of Toontown. So, the rain is coming down, and I think everybody is wearing trench coats and like fedoras, like gangster fedoras outside or whatever, like these detective
Amazing,
hats
yes.
and whatever. It's definitely like Mikey is kind of cornered on the corner, or standing on the corner, and there's Jonathan Needle, and behind Jonathan is Sledgehammer Sam.
Perfect.
I don't know if Holly and Manny are there or are like witnessing it, but Mikey is standing there, and he just he has his back to Jonathan, looking out over Toontown, and with the Hollywoodland sign in the background, and he just says, I thought you'd be coming back around.
That's the thing about you, Dad. You're always looking forward and forgetting about what's right over your shoulder? How'd you do tonight? You make out pretty well.
I got everything I thought I won. Everything I could have dreamed of. But I'm still not happy.
I'm gonna look back at the hammer and be like, "Well, I've got one more thing for you, Dad. I got your cut."
That's
And
mighty
I give
kind
him
of
a
you.
giant hug, our first one, and jump off the edge of the building.
Oh no.
And seeing
So I think what we want to do is let's resolve all of them, and then after we've rolled for everything, we decide how this fiasco is going to end. So first off, one purple obviously goes to Mikey, and the other purple I'm assuming goes to Jonathan.
yeah.
Well, it depends. Yeah, because he could land on top of me and be fine.
If you want, by the way, this to be a failure for Jonathan, you could turn that purple into a blue because it's wild.
Oh, it's wild.
I do want it to be a failure for Jonathan. I want his dad to survive and Jonathan to get smashed.
I don't know if I'll survive. I've got pretty bad dice stacked against
That's
me.
true. That's true.
So everyone, go ahead. We'll start rolling with me. 2 blues and a purple for Manny, who seems to actually be coming out of this. Oh no, he's coming out of this scathe.
Oh no.
Because Manny rolled a 5 and a 2, which leads to 3 blue. Which is anything below 6 is problems. Anything below 8 is basically you failed. White 3 in this case. Grim. The stress and trauma from your little adventure are going to haunt you forever. Bits of your soul are destroyed and you're missing a piece or two. In a few years, children are going to cry when you get too close. All your plans have ended in complete ruin. Then there is Anne. You get to roll 3 blues and 1 purple. Okay, so Anne is getting not much better because of that purple 6. White 5, miserable. You are humiliated in a big public way, and whatever reputation you once had is now in dirty pieces all around you. You'll never think of these days without a shudder of horror at your own aggressive stupidity.
Oh wow.
That actually kind of tracks.
Yeah, it tracks. I think because the will was never signed. The will was never changed. Now, next up, we have Mikey. You want me to roll for you?
Yeah, because I don't have the dice.
So that's 3 purples and 2 blues. That's an 11 blue minus a 7 purple for a total of 4. 4 blue. We're sticking with the blues. Bitter. You know what it's like to be utterly crushed, casually brought low, forced to eat your own words, and stand mute and powerless before your enemies. They gloat, and you are helpless.
I think Mikey's pen is broken, but he's not.
In the fall. Oh god, yeah. That would fit. And then finally, RahRah. 3 purples, 1 blue.
Yes, please. If you could roll for me.
Oh,
RahRah,
wow.
holy fuck. So that is a 14 minus 1 for a 13, which is the best result you can possibly get. Awesome. Insanely great. You will emerge not only unscathed, but if there's a girl involved, she's dropping her drawers. You might even get rich with this paper. Who knows? Time for a new ride.
I'll say you just see him walking down the street to a really nice pincushion tune car, and the limbs that broke off have human replacements, even though half of him is still cactus, and he's like whistling.
He gets to hug. He gets.
He got a pretty good hug.
Yeah, I think the next thing that happens is he's a good detective. So there's this knock on Manny's door. Manny's door, and there's just Jonathan Needle on the other end. And we don't see anything, but as the camera zooms out, first like we hear the sounds of a scuffle and like cartoonish fisticuffs. There's like a bit of like dust billowing up out of the out of Manny's office, and then Jonathan comes walking out with a big cartoonish sack of cash over his shoulder, just drops it in the needle car and needles off.
And I think Sledgehammer Sam was waiting outside like with a toothpick that she like flicks away and then hops in the car.
Needle and Sledgehammer Sam hug.
Are they? Are they best friends now? And they were roommates.
And just you see Maddie just kicking in this bag in the background.
I thought it was like a money bag, not a.
Oh yeah, that'll work too. We could do that.
Like, the thing that I'm thinking that happens to Manny is Manny comes like walking, stumbles out of his office, and then I was like, fuck! And as he stumps down his foot on the ground, he's still wearing the rocket boots, so he goes like, and then we just see him as he hang times in the like in the air when his boot sputters out. He looks down at his boot, then he looks up towards the camera, then he looks down to the ground, he looks up to the camera again, and then you see him falling.
And the car's going by as he falls, and Jonathan looks and goes, "Those dogs are barking."
I think Holly's ending is that she gets fired for an intern uprising.
Yes. Peter Pan leads them all. Like
the interns unionize.
The interns instead they basically like got her in trouble by like selling her out to the bosses. Like she was trying to gather us to fight against you. And then got her fired.
And then finally, our artist with destroyed pen.
Driven mad by his own creations. Always trying to find his animation mojo again, but never able to get there. None of what he draws makes sense anymore. And he sort of just put away somewhere where he can live out the rest of his days.
And yeah, as that
the farm upstate or something like that.
As that happens, we fade to black, and a jaunty little tune goes, and that's all, folks.
Can it be the like Jonathan driving into the desert sunset as it goes?
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted the cactus driving into the desert sunset.
Yeah.
And as that happens, we are going to end this session with well done, everyone. This has been an amazing, once again, an amazing game. I would like to give the floor to Anne. Anne, who are you? What do you do? Where can people find you? Plug yo shit.
I have a lot of shit to plug. However, I'm going to try to make this quick. Hi, I'm Anne. You can find my link in the chat. Someone put it in there. Of all of my stuff, all of the streams that I'm a part of. I am a TTRPG performer and the community ambassador for Girls Run These Worlds. Let's see what's happening. This coming Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I am playing a game called Fight with Spirit, which is a sports anime-inspired TTRPG by Storybrewers Role Playing. But I am using it to tell a dance-inspired story. So if you like movies like Step Up or TV shows like Dance Moms or So You Think You Can Dance, it's kind of just a bunch of my favorite stuff all mashed up together. Yeah, I am also a Power Ranger. That's a whole other thing we can talk about later. But Girls Run These Worlds, go follow the Twitch channel and the socials. They are fantastic, and I love them. Oh,
Amazing. Next up, RahRah. Where can people find you? What do you do?
I'm-
Where do you do it? And why do you do it? And how do you do it?
I'm RahRah. I don't really do much online at all. I'd be fine playing with people if you want to play with me. That's fine. Don't even have to stream it. We can just play games. I just play a lot of games in person and host a little queer meetup in my state for people who want to play games. And you can find me RahRah on Blue Sky or Hobbit Goal. Yeah, Hobbit Goal on Twitter because I like it cozy.
Amazing. Then, last but not least, Jacob, where can people find you? What do you do? Why do you do it? How do you do it? Where? When? Whom?
You want my life story? Hi, I'm Jacob. I am an actor and improviser in Berlin, and I run a stream called. Oh, you can find me at Water Mosaic on all Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and you can find the stream. I'm the GM for a stream called Tales Held Dear. We started this summer. Our next episode is next Sunday, so a week from today. And it is we're playing Cypher system. We're playing sort of like a homebrew version of Numenera from Monty Cook Games, and I think it's pretty rad. And also, if you happen to be in Berlin, Germany, we're performing live at the very beginning of October at Das Improv Festival. We're going to be doing some kind of like D&D live event with the crowd there.
That's awesome.
And don't ask me what it's going to be like yet. We're figuring that out, but it's going to be great. So,
Very nice.
Yeah, Tales Held Dear and Water Mosaic for my stuff.
What about you, Tav? Do you do anything?
I mean, I am Tav. You can find me anywhere. You can find Tavernaut, which is these days Twitter, Twitch now defunct, YouTube now not defunct, Tumblr never posted, Blue Sky definitely not defunct, Twitter probably going to be defunct soon, and all of those. On all of those socials, go ahead, give me a follow. I do things like this. I do TTRPG things. I get mad at things. I do charity about it. You know the drill.
So rehearsal was fun. When do we go live?
Oh, oops, we weren't streaming. But with all that out of the way, we've got our next game coming up soon. In 15 minutes, actually. It'll probably start a little bit late because I have to run through some startup things for them as well. That next game is going to be #Superheroes, which is a game about the real heroes behind the Supermen.
I like the
PR
work
people.
he put on Real right then. I felt like our characters were pretty heroic.
Yes, but this is a different setting, my friend. If you've ever wondered how does Superman keep a squeaky clean image, it's these people, the PR folk behind the heroes.
Nice.
So if you want to tune in for that, we've got a killer cast with Neda Marie, Kat the Lore Mistress, Dennis, also known as the okayest DM, better known from his work on sagas, and Tall Halfling. And we will be seeing you for that shortly. Go ahead, click the link I just dropped in chat, and drop a get notified there so that you actually get a notification when that stream goes live. And then we're good to go. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.
Thank you.